Think about this for a moment. How many times have you heard the word cholesterol and instantly thought of something bad? It's almost automatic, right? We've been told over and over that high cholesterol is practically a one-way ticket to heart problems or even stroke. And of course, LDL, the so-called bad cholesterol, is the villain everyone warns us about. But here's where it gets really interesting. Recently, a study connected to the keto diet has started turning this old belief upside down. Instead of confirming the fear around cholesterol, it's suggesting that the story might be more complicated than we thought. Could it be that in certain situations, high cholesterol doesn't actually carry the same scary risks we've been warned about for decades? That idea alone has sparked huge debates among doctors and researchers. Some see it as eye-opening, while others think it's way too risky to take lightly. And that's where the conversation gets exciting, because it challenges what we've believed for years and forces us to ask, have we been oversimplifying the cholesterol story all along? Well, let's not wait any longer. Come on, let's get started. First, what makes keto so different? Before we talk about cholesterol, let's quickly understand what makes keto stand out. Unlike traditional balanced diets that tell you to eat a little bit of everything, keto completely rewrites the rules. It's heavy on fats, moderate on protein, and extremely low in carbs. When you cut carbs so drastically, your body shifts into a state called ketosis, where fat becomes the main energy source instead of glucose. This shift feels almost magical for many people. They report losing weight quickly, experiencing steady energy without sugar crashes, and even seeing their blood sugar stabilize. Some also notice improved triglyceride levels, those blood fats that are linked with heart health. In short, keto can look like a full metabolic makeover, but here's where things get tricky. Along with the good changes, like dropping triglycerides and raising HDL, the so-called good cholesterol, keto often pushes LDL cholesterol way up, and that's the red flag that worries people. According to WebMD, keto tends to improve several markers tied to heart health, like waist size, triglycerides, and blood pressure. But at the same time, LDL can shoot up dramatically. It feels like keto is handing you a gift in one hand and a warning sign in the other. The fast and surprising changes. One of the most eye-opening details in this debate is just how fast cholesterol can change once someone starts keto. According to the Times of India, LDL cholesterol and apolipoprotein B, a protein directly linked with plaque formation in arteries, can increase within as little as 4 weeks of starting the diet. That's not a long time. It shows how responsive the body is to shifts in macronutrients, especially fat intake. Now, on the surface, this might sound alarming. If LDL and ApoB both rise quickly, it feels logical to assume danger is right around the corner. But here's where things become less black and white. Those numbers exist within a much bigger system. For example, if inflammation levels are low, blood sugar is stable, and triglycerides are improving, then the meaning of those LDL spikes might not be as straightforward as once thought. The body's overall environment changes how risky those cholesterol numbers truly are. That's why researchers are urging caution when looking at these quick changes. Now let's step back. Why context matters more than numbers. This is where the debate gets really fascinating. Cholesterol has always been divided into good and bad, but those labels don't capture the complexity of how it works inside the body. Medical News Today highlights the case of lean mass hyperresponders, individuals who are lean, fit, and metabolically healthy, but see their LDL cholesterol levels skyrocket once they follow keto. By older medical standards, these people would immediately be flagged as high risk for heart disease. But what's surprising is that their arteries often don't show the expected damage. Their overall health markers, like insulin sensitivity, blood pressure, and inflammation, remain strong, and that challenges the traditional belief that high LDL is always dangerous. This idea forces a shift in perspective. Instead of looking at LDL as a single number in isolation, it's becoming clear that we need to view it in context. If someone is already dealing with obesity, type 2 diabetes, or chronic inflammation, high LDL adds fuel to the fire. But if someone is active, metabolically healthy, and has no other red flags, high LDL might not carry the same weight. It's not a free pass, but it's a reminder that risk is layered and personal. Still, experts warn what you really need to worry about. Even with these new insights, there are concerns worth paying attention to. Keto works, but it's not without potential downsides. Cutting out major food groups like grains, beans, and certain vegetables can create gaps in fiber, vitamins, and minerals. And as the New York Times points out, long-term keto isn't always easy on the body. Constipation, kidney stones, and nutrient deficiencies can appear, especially if someone follows the diet without careful planning or breaks. Some studies even suggest that staying in ketosis constantly could place stress on organs like the heart and kidneys, while cycling in and out may reduce that strain. Another big piece of the puzzle is fat quality. Not all fats behave the same way inside the body. Diets loaded with saturated fats from foods like butter, ghee, and fatty cuts of meat tend to push LDL higher. On the other hand, when people emphasize unsaturated fats from sources like olive oil, avocados, nuts, and fatty fish, the cholesterol response often looks different. This shows that keto isn't just about going low carb. The types of fats chosen can tip the balance toward either a healthier or riskier version of the diet. Looking beyond diet, how genes and lifestyle tip the scale. Beyond diet itself, there are several personal factors that influence how cholesterol behaves in the body. According to the CDC report, age, sex, and genetics all make a difference. For example, as people get older, their cholesterol levels often rise naturally, even if their eating habits stay the same. Men are more likely to have higher cholesterol earlier in life, while women's cholesterol tends to rise after menopause. Genetics can be an even bigger factor. Some people inherit conditions such as familial hypercholesterolemia, a disorder where LDL, often called bad, cholesterol is extremely high from childhood. In such cases, lifestyle changes like healthy eating and exercise, while important, usually aren't enough on their own. Medication and medical supervision become necessary to reduce the risk of heart disease or stroke. Lifestyle choices add another layer. Smoking. Eating a diet high in saturated and trans fats, and avoiding physical activity all raise cholesterol risk and cardiovascular strain. Meanwhile, habits like regular exercise, balanced nutrition, and avoiding tobacco make cholesterol easier to manage. So when someone on keto sees their LDL rise, the bigger picture matters. Do they smoke? Are they sedentary? Do they have diabetes? Or are they active, fit, and otherwise healthy? Those answers change how doctors interpret the same lab result. So, where do we stand after all this? At the heart of it, the controversial keto study doesn't claim cholesterol doesn't matter. What it shows is that cholesterol shouldn't be judged in isolation. High LDL in a body that's already struggling with inflammation, obesity, or diabetes is still dangerous and should be taken seriously, but high LDL in a person who is lean, metabolically healthy, and active may not carry the same risk. This doesn't mean everyone should rush into keto without thinking. It means that health is personal. Someone considering keto should work closely with a healthcare provider, monitor their numbers regularly, and make adjustments as needed. That might mean focusing on healthier fat sources, adding fiber-rich, low-carb vegetables, or even taking breaks from strict keto. The keto cholesterol paradox reminds us that the human body is more complex than one-size-fits-all rules. LDL cholesterol is important, but it's not the only measure of health. Lifestyle, genetics, inflammation, and metabolic health all matter just as much, maybe even more. Science doesn't stand still. What we thought was absolute truth 30 years ago may look different today, and 30 years from now, it may shift again. The point isn't to fear every lab result. It's to understand the context behind it. So next time you hear someone say, high cholesterol is always bad, you'll know the story is a lot more nuanced. Thanks for sticking with us through this breakdown. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned, because the world of health science always has another surprise waiting.